Two Barra and the Daintree, baby.
Righto everybody, welcome back. We're doing something a little different in this episode. So we're going to start a little segment reviewing all of the products that we have bought and we're currently using in our car. So with the reviews that we're going to do, we did a lot of research looking into our items before we purchased them. So our pantries, fridge, all our electronics and everything. And there is reviews on a lot of them and there is some good reviews on a lot of things, but we just thought that we would give you our own insight and review on our stuff. We've been on the road for 2.5 months now and they've been getting put to the test fairly well. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. So we'll kick it off with just a little insight as to why we chose the upright fridge and why we went with King. So number one with the upright fridge, as everybody says, is the chest fridge. You have to dig to the bottom of it to get things out. So we've made a few friends along the way on our journey and they all say the same thing. It is a pain having to lift it up and dig through everything if you put something at the bottom and grab it back out. So with the upright fridges, it is the same as your household fridge. You just open the door, reach in and grab what you want to get. And so number two was the price. So being only $900, we thought, how could you go wrong? And we looked at a lot of reviews with Bushmans and Kings and the similarities between the two. We just thought we may as well go for the cheapest one and we'll see how it goes. So number three is the amperage draw. So the chest fridge and freezers, as far as we have seen, is they draw high amps. With the upright fridge, our fridge, I think maximum maybe when you stack it and it's full of all your food and whatnot, it's probably pulling 2.5 amps, I'd say, and that's when it's trying to cool everything that's room temperature down. Other than that, sometimes it runs at 0.8 of an amp, half an amp, and we've got the Renogy battery monitor which tells you everything that's going on, so very handy. Number four is the size. So for our setup, it perfectly stands upright, perfectly fits in between here, which we done the measurements of each separate item with the 1650 canopy that we bought. So if we had the chest fridge, the depth would be too much for our setup. People have them, but with our electronics, our battery, and a drawer that's situated over the other side, it just made it the right option for us. And it saves weight also. So that'd be the fifth thing, is the chest freezers are fairly heavy. These are not. You can pick them up, throw them around, they're not very heavy at all. So, and once you have the chest freezer, the drawer, the slides, that come down with your chest freezer to pull it out are also extremely heavy because of the strength of them. So with weight, obviously if you're touring full time and you've got your whole house in your car, you're looking to keep the weight down. So that was another reason why we went with the upright fridge. So we'll start with the pros about the King's fridge. The first thing that we loved about it was the matte black. The look of the outside, it suits the sort of theme that we were going with for our car, and it just looks awesome. Like it all looks nice and neat. This little latch and it still looks nice and neat as it is there, and yeah, the matte black just suits what we have going on personally for us in our canopy build. As I said at the start, the price of the fridge, $900. They usually have sales on. You could probably get it cheaper, I'm unsure. But yeah, the price of it just makes it good for a lot of people to be able to afford. The chest freezers are expensive. You can get them fairly cheap, but I don't know what an 85 litre chest freezer is worth. But yeah, the price of it is just really really great, I would say. Also, as I said again, the low power consumption. That is exactly what you want in a build when you're going to be off grid, away from being able to be charged, or if you're in the shade for a long period of time. The fridge draws bugger all, so it's just perfect. The Renogy digital display is perfect for showing you what power that all your appliances are drawing, but we'll get to that in another video. Another pro to this fridge is the installation, which is extremely easy. So they come with 4 little L brackets, on 2 on either side, so 4 all up, and they come with the screws that you undo out of the hole. They come already installed in there. You get the L bracket, put it on the side of the fridge, put the screw back in, 2 on either side, and bolt it down through the floor. So we've got a 19mm plywood floor, I believe. I actually bolted mine down, so I have bolts coming through the floor with large washers, just so that it can't go anywhere. Like, it's not moving. Nothing is screwed down. It is all as secure as it could be. Another great thing about the fridge is a lot of people seem to think that it does, but nothing goes anywhere. Nothing ever moves inside the fridge. It doesn't slide around. We sort of thought that it may when you do some of the tracks and, you know, you're getting into the tight spots to put your boat in the river or something, and, you know, back and forth, side to side, and nothing ever moves. So we don't find things where we didn't put them or anything like that, which is great. We'll start and take you inside the fridge. Rightio, as we move through the fridge, we'll go through a couple pros inside. First of all, the door. So you've got plenty of storage up the top. You've got the 5 little designated spots where all your stuff can go, your cans, your sauce. Our fridge is a little bit messy at the moment, just because we're not really doing anything. We're sort of just having downtime and haven't really done a big restock, and we're not heading anywhere for a long period of time, so we haven't stacked it how we'd like to. But moving down, and all these things are flexible, everything's easy. If you've got something big and you want to jam it in there, it goes in. Down the bottom, we have our milks, our sauces and whatnot. If you have a look inside here, you will see that there's little tabs and you can shift them around. You can push them all to one end if you want, or you can spread them out to fit whatever you would like. A yogurt container, bigger milk, your cans, everything. So that's also good. And the height of these barriers inside the door, nothing falls out. So yeah, that's another good thing. You don't find stuff when you open the door, it hasn't fallen down and gone everywhere and whatnot. So yeah, rightio. Storage inside the fridge is heaps. It's perfect. You have the 2 shelves here that have your little lip. They're well built, they're thick, strong, keep everything where they have to be. Nothing ever comes sliding over this edge. So it comes with 2 shelves out of the box, which is perfect. And yeah, you can fit everything in. It has this drawer down below, which is awesome as well. So you can fit all your vegetables. We've got chicken containers in there at the moment. A whole lettuce we had in there for size. I cannot get this container out. That is the only downfall if you go to install your fridge in your canopy or anything like that. Unless you have the door opening all the way up, which we obviously can't, you cannot get that drawer out. So that's as far as that drawer goes. I'm sure if I wanted to, I probably could get it out, but I don't know if it would break. It might, but yeah. So if you want to get that drawer out for in your own build, make sure that your door opens at least a bit further than that, I would say. Another thing that we like about the King's fridge is the digital gauge. So you have the temperature up, temperature down. It's very simple. It goes up to 10 degrees and it goes to 0. I have it set on 2 at the moment. I did have it set on 0. I don't know why, but yeah, I just forgot about it, just mucking around with it and whatnot. So I just leave it set on 2. That's the power off and the power on button, and the settings button just puts it on night mode for the LED display. So it just dims it down, turns it back up, which is very nice. It saves you from having a dial, and it's up high away from getting bumped and whatnot. And also the little LED light that is underneath it is heaps. When it's night time and you open the fridge, you can see basically everything. It's awesome. Moving on, another pro is the freezer. I would say that for a 6 litre freezer, it has heaps of space. So we cleaned ours out a couple days ago. Currently we've got 8 chicken thighs, 3 chicken Kievs, 500 grams of bacon, peas and corn vegetable bags, the frozen veggies that you get, all stashed in there. So if I just open this up and you have a look, there's still room. Looks a little bit rough, but there's still room in there. You could fit a can of Coke in there still, and you could still have the door shut. So yeah, ample room in the freezer, I'd say. Some different models make a bigger freezer, which we looked at yesterday. We actually just had a look at a couple of fridges just for reference, but yeah, some of them do have really big freezers, but this one's ample for the price range. So speaking of the freezer, we'll get into the cons. One con about this fridge that we've had after being on the road for 2.5 months is the freezer always freezes over. So we always have stuff in it. I'm not sure why it does it. It doesn't just melt, which I suppose is a plus, so your freezer's not full of water, but it always freezes over. Like that door, I had to bust ice off of there before we did this, just so the door sat on properly. But yeah, it's always frozen over. Just a little con. Also, the freezer door is broken. So when we first got it, obviously it looked like everyone else's, but it's magnetized. So there's magnets. The door is magnetic, and when you flip it up, it magnetizes back to its seat where it sits. But we found that when you put something in there and it's frozen, it slides around, and when you go around a corner, it would just slide out of the freezer door, and the magnets would not keep the door shut. So we ended up putting a child lock on it, which works perfect. I think it was like $1.50 or something, and yeah, it's just awesome. You can stack it up with whatever you want. But we had one of these little tabs that hinge the freezer door break off, and that's because it freezes over, and I'm getting the ice off the freezer door and everything, and then I went to open it and there's a little bit of ice still on there, which I didn't see, and it just snapped that tab off like it was nothing. So that's a little bit of a con. The freezer door does actually, when you open it, stick to the roof of the fridge, which I suppose is good if you've stuck it up and you don't have to hold hands and hold it open and stuff, but it does not do that for us anymore, and it wasn't going to do it once we put the child lock on. So yeah, that's just a little con about the freezer, which it does not bother us that it freezes over at all. I would rather it frozen than defrosted. It doesn't defrost overnight. We've had some pretty hot days, like terribly hot days, sun shining in on the fridge, and I've never had it defrost. So yeah. Moving to the outside of the fridge, another con that we have is the latch. So ever since we bought it, the latch just hasn't worked. When it came out of the box, it did sort of work, I suppose, how it's supposed to, and then as soon as I put stuff in the door, which was cans and whatnot, it never did again. I'm not sure if the door has fallen down or what's happened, but it just doesn't latch anything. So you can just open it and you don't need to touch the latch. The latch never clicks, it never does anything. So yeah, luckily though, we do have a quality magnetic seal, which is very good. Seems to work every single time, but that is why we have a chock, so that if we do any tracks or anything, we just have a chock from Bunnings, chock it on the door, and you never have any problems. So yeah, that's pretty good. Rightio, so the big question everyone has been waiting for, would we recommend one? We most definitely would. The price range of them is perfect if you're on a budget, you're touring like us, you need as much money as you can get, and a lot of people who do weekend camping and you just want to keep your beers cold, and you want to keep your food cold for the weekend, and you don't have any money falling out of your pocket, it'd be a perfect investment for you, I would say. The look is awesome, the low power draw is awesome, the fridge works how it should, the freezer is big enough and works exactly how it should. As I said at the start, we're going to be doing more of these reviews on all the gear that we have used currently in our travels. So just to let everyone know, we're doing not fully crazy off-roading and stuff like that, but we're still basically putting everything that we have to the test. So yeah, we'll slowly make our way through the canopy, even our cookers and all our electrical appliances, even from like fuses, Anderson plugs, whatever really. If you want to see anything, let us know. Now, tour of our car video, the first one we ever made. If you go back through there, we rattled off fairly well everything. If any of you want to know anything about any of the products that we use, or where we bought them from, or even how much they are, we wrote it all down. Just comment below, and yeah, we'll try and get around to it. We'll try and reply to you to let you know what it is, and if you want to see a review about anything, then we will do it. So also, I'd like to add, in our tour video of our car, I forgot to take you through the rooftop tent. So we will be doing a rooftop tent review with our Kings MK3 rooftop tent. So we'll let everyone know about that. The power that I took up there, we got fans up there, I can turn the outside lights on up there, everything like that. So yeah, we'll run you all through that later. And a boat review where we're bringing out, just to let you know what boat we're taking around Australia with us, a bit about it, and see what we've got and what we've brought with us. Okay guys, well thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. We tried to cover as many things as I can think of, which my memory is not that great, but everything I can think of for this fridge. And yeah, we'll have more products to do in the future. Yeah, so if you just want to like, subscribe, thanks to the support for everyone. I know our channel is not big, but yeah, it's been awesome. There's been a lot of people, a lot of awesome people in the comments and the support that we get and everything, and I'll try to talk to you all, reply to you all and everything when we have reception. Yeah, we don't have reception that often. We go out, in and out of it a lot, chasing the best fishing spots. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.